Good morning, happy birthday to you, even if it's not your real birthday today. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it as such. And I've just realised I've made a huge mistake in my haste to get going today. Paused you by accident there as well. I have not written down the names of the people whose actual birthdays it is today. There we go, we're now sorted. Good, happy birthday to everybody. How are you doing? Yes, you can celebrate your birthday every single day by blowing out the candles on our cake, our imaginary cake that we have here. We use this to get our blood flowing in our things, alkaline our blood slightly. It's all good stuff. Good morning, Manoj. I'm sorry I'm late today. I will explain all more in a minute. It's all about broken promises, isn't it? I kind of have an informal promise to you guys that I will do a live every day and wish everybody happy birthdays, ideally early in the morning, but I've broken that promise a few times in the last week or two, but I will tell you why shortly. Morning, Sarah, how are you doing? So you got your name first time that time. Hey, cool. Anyway, so we're going to blow out the candles on my cake. We're going to celebrate our own first day of the rest of our life birthday. Every day is our birthday after all. And we're also going to wish a happy birthday to Guy, David, Ben, Ina, John, Stella and Rachael. Rachael I haven't seen for absolutely ages. Hope you're well, Rachael. Hope life is treating you well. And Ina as well. Gosh, it's been a long time since we had that. We never did go to that cheese shop, did we, in Ealing? That was a bit of a shame. But I'd love to see you again, Ina, at some point. Obviously after COVID, trip to London, come and see you. That'd be lovely. Cool. Anyway, happy birthday to everybody. So we're going to blow out the candles on our imaginary cake. Clear out our lungs first. Take a deep breath in. Throw on the count of 5 through our nose. I messed that up slightly, didn't I? Hold it for 5 to allow the oxygen molecules to get into the blood and the carbon dioxide molecules to get out of the blood, which allows us to slightly alkaline our blood slightly, and gets those oxygen molecules up into the brain to allow us to think clearly. And while we're doing that, we're also going to blow out the candles and make a wish. We're going to have a positive law of attraction style wish for the future, some kind of positive thought thinking thing going on there. So there you go. So we go. Clear out the lungs and then breathe in 5 through the mouth, 5 through the nose. Hold for 5. And then blow out the candles and make a wish. And also wish a happy birthday to Guy, David, Ben, Ina, John, Stella and Rachael. Happy birthday to all of you people and anybody else who's watching, because it is, every day is your birthday, because this is the first day of the rest of your life after all. So, broken promises. Well, interestingly, the Blinkist Book of the Day, which is something I was going to talk about broken promises anyway, and then the Blinkist Book of the Day actually ended up talking about that as well, which is kind of cool. It's more about workplace broken promises and so forth, and people just not doing what they say they're going to do and not doing what you expect them to do and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really cool in that respect. It's a good book, gives some good tips on how to deal with those sort of things. Mostly, though, it comes back to all the things that I normally talk about, which is communication and perception. That's not the right word, is it? Putting yourself in the other person's shoes, seeing the world from the other person's perspective. Now, I know that's always very hard to do, but what I teach people to do is recognize how you've become the person you are today. So start improving the relationship you have with yourself, understanding how your brain has become wired the way it is, understand how the society around you, all the experiences you've had in your life has created the person you are today, and why you make the decisions and the choices you make in your life right now. And then that allows you to look at other people and recognize why they might have they might have been programmed themselves to act in a certain way, do things in a certain fashion, react in certain ways, and therefore that gives you a little more compassion and ability to look at the other people with a little bit more love and care and tolerance, I guess, for other people's behaviour that may seem really odd and strange to you because of your programming. We talked about the cut before. We've got their unconscious stuff in here, then we've got the subconscious sort of habits. So unconscious is society's kind of beliefs and stuff, the way you've grown up, the society around you. Manoj is watching right now. He lives in Tibet, completely different world, living and growing up in Tibet than us growing in England, of course. So yeah, completely different world, isn't it? And then we have our conscious beliefs. So we have sort of the ability to think straight, catch our thoughts, think differently, change our habits slightly, adjust those, and then start to break through these unconscious beliefs down here and allow our soul to connect to our conscious mind. and all these kind of things. And this is all kind of good because it also allows us to look at other people and be more tolerant of them and more compassionate towards other people who have weird and strange beliefs as far as our perception is concerned. So we look at other people and go, why would they do that? That's very strange. What an odd way to behave. But if you think about how they may have been programmed to automatically react throughout their upbringing, you may not know. They may not even know why they're reacting in a certain way. And that can be really difficult and problematic for a lot of relationships and people in general. But yeah, improve your relationship with yourself, and then that will improve relationships with other people. Broken promises all the time. So a lot of people will say things because they believe that's the right thing to say. They'll say things that they think the other person wants to hear in order to either get out of a little painful problem at the moment, or delay a problem for the future, or try and make the other person happy even though you're not happy yourself. So this comes back to, saying no when you should be saying no. I talked the other day about how disease, I think it was yesterday actually, disease is almost your body saying no for you, taking control of you, and making sure that you say no to things that you should have said no to in the first place. And broken promises really comes from promising something that you are not 100% sure that you can definitely fulfill. I talk about this a lot. You see this a lot in movies, and I think it's terrible when the father says, yes, I'll definitely be at your football match or whatever. I promise I'll be there. I'll promise to be there. And then he doesn't turn up. And of course the child gets all upset that the dad didn't turn up and stuff. And you say, well, you shouldn't have promised something you weren't absolutely 100% sure you were going to keep. There was any chance of you not making it. I mean, you could have said, for example, I promised to be there. There'll be a real good reason why I can't make it, if there is a real good reason why I can't make it. But I will do everything in my power to be there, and I definitely will be there. And then you have to make sure that you're going to keep up with that. You are definitely going to have to make sure that if you've got a business meeting or a boss says you've got to do something at work, you have to say, nope, sorry, I promised my son that I would be at his thing. And you shouldn't have even scheduled anything that close to it. You should have made sure that things were clear so that you could definitely be there. If you're going to make that kind of promise, make that kind of promise with integrity, and make sure that you follow through and make sure. And that works for everything, any kind of promise. People get really frustrated with me a lot of the time because I don't always promise I'll do something. Like somebody invites me to something and I'll say, well, I'll try to be there. I'll do my best to be there, but I'm not guaranteeing anything right now. But every so often somebody will ask me something and I'll say, yeah, I will definitely be at that one. And then they should know, if they know me at all, that if I've said I'm definitely going to do something, I will definitely do that thing no matter what. Say no matter what. There's always exceptions out there, because, for example, I could have just been hit by a bus on the way to the meeting or something, and therefore I can't make it. But there are exceptions. There are always exceptions. But even then, I will be trying my hardest, so long as I'm conscious, to be able to let the other person know why I couldn't make it in advance, before that situation. And that's another scenario there. Couldn't make it to the son's football match. Phone somebody else who is watching, so that the other person can tell them why they're not making it, or why they're going to be late, or whatever. So it's not just necessarily turning up. It's about informing people about what's going on in your life and why you're doing the certain things. And anyway, so that's about you and your own personal responsibility. But other people will also make those promises to you, and they will break those promises, and you have to be tolerant of that and recognise it, and then have a nice conversation. And what the Blinkist Book of the Day is really good about is explaining how you can have those conversations with somebody, and how you can make it so it's less about conflict and more about mutual resolution of the problems. So that's basically it. Hello viewers, by the way. Hello Louise, thanks for watching. Hello Charlie, who was on earlier. I spotted you coming in there. I was in full flow, so I didn't want to break my flow. What I wanted to talk about though was my own broken promises, which comes back to something I was talking about a couple of days ago as well, which is when you're breaking promises to yourself. When you say to yourself you're going to do something and then you don't follow through. And I said to myself I was going to get up at 6 o'clock this morning, like I have planned to for weeks. And I've kind of got into this routine, and I've got this routine set out, and it's all nice, got alarms and everything. But what I'm not doing, whilst I can make myself that promise the night before, when I wake up the next morning, it's like, I can't do this. And typically that's because I've gone to bed too late the night before. So I need to sort out my evening routine so that my morning routine becomes a little bit easier. I've also noticed that I stayed up very late on Sunday night, and that's had a knock-on effect every day. I've been getting better and better because I've been going to bed earlier, and every morning has been slightly easier to get up. But because I did that overnight thing on Sunday night, I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning. That had a massive knock-on effect on this week. And realistically, I probably should have taken more of Monday off to rest and recuperate so that I could reset for Tuesday better. But I didn't. And I carried on working. I'm trying to do too much at the moment. I'm trying juggle too many things, juggle too many balls, trying to get too many things done at the moment. I am not saying no enough to things I should be saying no to. But unfortunately, I'm in a situation right now where I've put myself in this situation where I've got too many things that I have committed to. And that's the problem, isn't it? I've committed to things. I didn't say no when I should have said no to certain things. And I've now committed to too many things. And it's causing me a problem, which is why this is supposed to be a short one. I've definitely been on a short run today, and I want to get back now. It's 11 o'clock nearly already. I've got to get on with my day because otherwise it's going to have a knock-on my effect on my evening. So not tonight. I definitely need to go back early because I want to get an early start tomorrow. Because by now I should be. I mean, the whole point of my morning routine at the moment, the new morning routine I'm working on, is that I'm up and dressed and ready by 9 o'clock to crack on with the day. And so far I haven't managed to do that very often this week. So anyway, there you go. So that's my own broken promises to myself. That's hence broken promises at the top of this message. So this whole thing is about whether or not you can manage to keep your own promises and whether you keep promises to other people and when you break them. Now, this also comes back down to, I think comes back down to a few too many times in this message. But anyway, confidence in yourself, self-confidence. You build self-confidence in yourself by keeping promises to yourself, by building up confidence in yourself, about trust, confide your trust in yourself to do the things that you say you're going to do. And then that builds up your self-confidence, it builds up your... I can't remember what Will Smith said, it was yesterday's one. So go back and have a look at yesterday's thing, there was a list there. Eventually, self-love was what it came back to. Self-confidence, I can't remember, there was another self in the middle there, and then self-love was the idea. Self-compassion, maybe? Self-care? Can't remember. Anyway, take care, everybody. That's all me done for now. Love you all. Sending love out into the world. Find a stranger you say and tell them you love them. No, don't do that. Find a stranger and say hi to them. Find somebody you love and tell them you love them. That'd be cool. So yeah, who is watching right now? I can't see who it is. There's a person. Is that Charlie? Is it Charlie? I think that's Charlie. Is that Charlie with a bloke? I can't tell. There's a little image there of. Oh yes, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Charlie with a man. Is that a new man, Charlie? All right. Okay. Cool. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely whatever day it is. Thursday? I think it's Thursday, isn't it? I can't tell. Thursday. I don't know. Is it Thursday? Isn't that weird? I have no idea what day it is. Yes, it's definitely Thursday. So take care. Have a lovely Thursday and see you tomorrow, hopefully at about 8:30. No, about 8:15 with a bit of luck if I do things right and I keep the promises to myself. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Mwah. See you soon.